And George Saccoclides and watching on Substack. Thanks for being on Substack, guys. Word up. Got Bella and Poppy in the chats on YouTube so far. We are live on Odyssey if you want to come watch on Odyssey. Hey, hold on one second. We're live on Odyssey. Come watch on Odyssey. I got the chats up. Again, watching on alternative platforms is good for you. It's good for me. I got a bunch of followers on Substack over the weekend. And I think it's because you recommended me, George. So thank you. Whether it was that or other things, but I'll take more followers, subscribers, whatever you want to call them. Oh, let's see real quick. Got a new song out today, so I'm going to drop that in the chats. If you want to go check out the song, it's called Gun Shy. If we can even see the chats, that would be great. If we could see the chats, that would be super awesome. Yeah, go check out the song or go, you can use one of these links or go to my Instagram, which is at kevinsandbloom. What else? What else is going on? Yeah, I'm getting some more subscribers on Substack, so come on over to Substack. I think I'm posting another article there today. I think if I can get up the gumption. I don't know really how to make the view. Hold on one second. I don't think that's going to help. Maybe. I don't think you're going to be able to see what I'm actually looking at. And I don't think that there is no. Anyways, it's side view for you guys. I don't know that other view is the best. So if you want a front view, go to Odyssey. All right, there's a. Oh, hold on one second. Hold on. Oh. Let's see. I'm going to take this off. I have updated the links on Patreon. From the last couple of weeks. If anybody is a subscriber there. Okay. There's a big hurricane coming into the Caribbean. Already causing problems in Jamaica. Is it late in the season for hurricanes or is it me? I guess not. It's late October. I guess it's not too late for hurricane season. I guess it goes up until December. But, we all know what is causing all of these storms to form. I think it might be called higher temperatures. I don't believe it. That is an untruthitude. Hurricane Melissa intensified into a Category 5 storm Monday as it drew closer to Jamaica, where forecasters expected it to unleash catastrophic flooding, landslides, and widespread damage. At that strength, it would be the strongest hurricane to hit the island since record keeping began in 1851. Yikes. Crikey. Yeah, Category 5 storms just whacking the coastline, once a year. Totally normal. Sometimes several times a year. Oh, sorry. I really needed that sip of coffee. Blamed for 6 deaths in the Northern Caribbean as it headed toward the island. Melissa was on track to make landfall Tuesday in Jamaica before coming ashore in Cuba later in the day and then heading toward the Bahamas. It was not expected to affect the United States. Or so they say. It's moving very slow, right? Anticipating the hardship in store for his country, Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness said, "I have been on my knees in prayer." Hannah McLeod, McLeod, a 23-year-old hotel receptionist in the Jamaican capital of Kingston, said she boarded up the windows at her home where her husband and brother are staying. She stocked up on canned corned beef and mackerel and left candles and flashlights throughout the house. Hopefully she's on high ground, because none of that stuff is going to help you if you're underwater, right? I just told them to keep the door closed. She said, "I'm definitely worried. This is actually the first time I'll be experiencing this type of hurricane." Yikes. Well, either she's going to be fine or she's going to be completely SOL, as they say. I just told them to keep the door closed. Category 5 is at the top of the hurricane scale, with sustained winds exceeding 157 miles per hour. Melissa would be the strongest hurricane in recorded history to directly hit the small Caribbean nation. Okay. Oh, you guys can't even see this. My God. Sorry. Be better. Isn't it be best? Build back best. Mr. Wizard says, "Storms are different today." I hear every mother say mother needs something today to calm her down. Okay. I didn't know where you're going with that, but good spot. I guess so it's supposed to go towards Cuba and then out into the Atlantic. And I guess it's going to miss Haiti. Maybe. That's kind of a direct hit on Jamaica, though. Toss me slippers. Hold on, forgot my slippers. YouTube is so effing full of it. They're telling me that 3 people are watching the show, and there's more than that in the chat. And if you understand numbers, right, the numbers that they show on the screen and how many people are chatting, I mean, there's definitely more people watching than chatters. So it's absolutely hilarious that they're only telling me that 3 people are watching right now. I can count 5 chatters, and by that rubric, we should have like 15 people watching. YouTube, stop lying to people. Stop committing fraud on your own platform. That'd be awesome. I don't know if there's a way to sue you for fraud. If there was a way I could do it and not have all my time and money sucked up, I would totally sue you for fraud. Because you're committing fraud every day. A storm surge of up to 13 feet was expected along coastal Kingston, which Porter said is home to critical infrastructure such as Jamaica's main international airport and power plants. System has winds of 175 miles an hour. Parts of eastern Jamaica could see up to 30 inches of rain, while western Haiti could get 16 inches. Mandatory evacuations were ordered in flood-prone communities in Jamaica, with buses ferrying people to safe shelter. It's really, yeah, you can't like apply a Jamaican accent to every quote in here. I could, but might be wrong. I hear what they say, but I'm not leaving, said Noel Francis, a 64-year-old fisherman who lives on the beach in southern town of Noel. Who knows? No, this really sucks. I hope that they can get people evacuated. I'm not going anywhere, Dawkins said, wearing a raincoat and holding a beer in his hand. I feel like that's the best way to brace for a hurricane is a raincoat and a beer. That should be your hurricane preparedness kit right there. There's bad flooding in the Dominican Republic. Okay. I'm sure the whole area is smashed. Cuban officials said they would evacuate more than 600,000 people from the region, including Santiago, the island's second largest city. Long bus lines formed in some areas. Well, so the storm is moving very slowly. I get it's already destroyed crops in Haiti. Golly, it's doing a lot of damage because it's moving so slow. It's just parked over the area and it's just drenching. And that, that's how storms work today. Because the weather machine made them so. I'm kidding. Beer will protect you. Is that like being drunk in a car crash? I don't crash my car much, but when I do, I make sure that I'm good and drunk. That way I can survive. Anyways, this could be. It looks like it already is a serious disaster, but it could be even more of a disaster. Storm has already drenched the Dominican Republic. Good Lord. You think they were they meant to go to Venezuela but got lost? Maybe we can drop a nuclear bomb on the storm. Not to be outdone by Hurricane Melissa. There's a winter storm coming to the upper U.S., upper western. National Weather Service has issued heavy snowfall warnings across parts of several western states from today through Monday. That's today. Is anybody out there experiencing some of this? A big push of snow. I guess all the way through to California. Give me some locations, people. Wyoming, it's like Idaho, I'm sure. Hold on, let me get some better intel on this. Yeah. Oh, they're calling it an atmospheric river. That's what they call all the storms these days because they want to scare you. Except for when you get flooded out of your homes. Or your kids go sloshing down a roaring river while they're away at summer camp. And it's actually really scary. So maybe we should listen to the warnings for when they say it's an atmospheric river. There's a storm coming. It's probably going to be stronger than usual. It's going to be stronger than most storms. It has the potential to be super strong, probably wipe away your house or your kids or whatever. So maybe you should just take it seriously. Maybe you should consider that the warnings are real and the threat is real, and then live accordingly. I don't know. Pacific Northwest and Canada, Washington, Idaho, Montana, Utah, Colorado. And stuff like that. It's Maduro's fault. Of course, that makes sense. YouTube, can you stop lying, please? YouTube, can you stop lying about who's watching, please? You guys are terrible. You guys are terrible. Hold on one second. Both red flag and freeze warnings touching in Colorado. Okay. Excuse me. Although YouTube is allowing me to get actual subscribers once in a while these days, which is odd. For like several years in a row, they were like, nope, no more subscribers for you. They've actually let me get like a couple, I guess, the last couple of months. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks. I got 20 in like the last 3 months. It says 2 watching and 6 are in the chat. I know, YouTube. Come on, man. if you want to know how freaking suppressed I am, there's more people chatting than it says watching because they're lying pieces of garbage. YouTube is. I'm YouTube. I commit fraud every day. I defraud people and lie to them every day. How am I still in business? My name's YouTube. Hi Mars was watching. Right. Hi Mars, and what was the other one? Greg. All right. It's really effective though, because when people come here and they're like, "Oh, there's only like 6 people watching. This is dead." It's not dead. There's way more people watching. But it's very effective because it makes people get it's psychologically it's really effective. All right. I'll stop complaining. All right. Well, we know the news ain't what it used to be. And they're gonna that's why it's kind of ridiculous for people to be I'm always, you know, sometimes you got to post, news reporters because they're sorry, talking about a current event. Um, and they're talking about the news and you want to critique what they're saying or listen to it, whichever one you want. But it's frustrating because when people post, news anchors as credible, like good people, credible sources of resistance or whatever you want to say, or journalism, it's like, no, dude. No, they all bow to the empire, all of them, and they're allowed to give you, a narrative, they're allowed to take sides in the cultural debate or whatever. But at the end of the day, the whole point is to drive you into accepting what the empire is going to do, or accepting what the current empire managers are going to do, and like, oh my god, people are lost. Saw somebody I knew posting about how Biden is so much more helpful than would have been so much more helpful than Trump. I'm like, you're not you're lost. You don't even know. You don't even know what is going on. They're the same people. They're exactly the same people. One gives you lip service for the things you like, and then Trump gives the other side lip service for the things they like. See how that works? And they both go, yeah, look at them go. Even though they're both doing terrible things. You got to pay more attention. Please, people, please. Um anyways, this is from Broadway Baby 2. Another network complying in advance. Multiple outlets are reporting that CNN CEO Mark Thompson told staff to ease up on reporting about Trump's demolition of the East Wing, but he made this decision after visiting the White House. Journalists aren't supposed to ease up. They're supposed to dig in. They're supposed to fight for the truth no matter what. Shame on CNN. Of course. Of course. I don't watch Fox News for the same reason I don't watch CNN. It's a lot of screaming for our side, look what they're doing. and it's about as full of nonsense. I know, I know people are going to go, no way, CNN is way more credible than Fox News. I don't know. They might have this much more decorum, but they're both, will tell you that war with Venezuela is a good and righteous thing to want, and we just got to keep handing Israel some money, and they're going to tell you all those things. How you can look around that to go, but look, he did this really cool thing over here. How you can look around that, right? Biden handed so much money to Israel. How you can look around that and go like, but he, gave us this or something, is the same reason why it's lunacy for MAGAs to look around what Trump is doing and go like, but look, he's trying to do this thing over here. It's really great. And I saw another friend on Facebook do something like that for Trump, posting about Trump is going to reform the how like congressional term limits and and they can't trade on anymore. Insider trading, they can't do it. I was like, that's bullshit. A, that's a flat out lie. And B, like, you're going to overlook the whole doing away with due process, habeas corpus, and locking the whole country. You're going to look around all of that, the big scary wolf looking in your window. You're going to look around that to go like, but he's doing this really cool thing with Congress. No, who cares? Who cares? He's a bad person. He's just a bad person. Same with Biden. He's a bad person. Do you want me to run down the list of horrible, heinous things he's done to the country for 30 or 40 years? But he's not Trump. Bah. My God, and you're going to go run out and vote for Gavin Newsom, and he's going to do the same thing to you. Exactly the same thing. Oh my God. Come on, people. He's going to allow you to go to brunch for, 4 years if he wins. He's going to allow you to go to brunch while a more horrible Trump is lining up to take his place. Anyways, those are my thoughts. I hope you like them. Let's see. It all comes, Mr. Wizard says, it all comes down to 9/11. Everything that has happened based on a lie. Well, yeah. Everyone in government, in the media, and entertainment, and organized religion, in the public eye, and the public who promotes the official story as either a traitor or a tool. Didn't I say that? I think I said something like exactly like that. Or I've said that several times, but it's not. It's not a new thought. I didn't come up with it, but I have said the exact same thing before. Kind of like Barack Obama is white supremacy and blackface. And several people have said the same thing. Only, it's more acceptable if some people say it. If I say Barack Obama is white supremacy and blackface, people might be offended. Some people might be, oh, hey, what do you mean? Everyone everywhere can be measured to this litmus test. Yeah. Everyone who does not stand forth and speak truth. Yeah. And I've said as much so many times. If you're holding the official narrative on 9/11, you're not anybody that anybody should ever listen to, ever, for anything. If you're holding to the official narrative on Israel, you're not anybody that anybody should ever listen to, ever, on anything. If you're not calling what's happening in Israel a genocide, or calling Israel an apartheid state, or Netanyahu a war criminal. Speaking of which, sorry. That's funny, Bullet. You made me spit on the screen. Obama's white half is a white supremacist. He's only half white supremacist. That's funny. Speaking of which, where is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, well, there's two things I want to say about Gaza. Where's the other one? Oh, breaking 300 plus writers, scholars, and public figures refused to write for the New York Times opinion section in a collective effort to hold the paper accountable for its role in the genocide in Gaza. Great. Excellent. This is called boycott, divest, unsubscribe.com. This, there's a website here. I've never been to it. Maybe I'll go to it. I don't know. Oh, here it is. Boycott, divest, unsubscribe.com. Huh. That's cool. Very good. They're demanding that somebody at the New York Times call it a genocide. Call it what it is. Stop supporting it. Do some journalism. The demands newsroom must conduct a review of anti-Palestinian bias and produce new editorial standards for Palestine coverage. Newsroom must retract the widely debunked investigation Screams Without Words. Huh. Oh, Screams Without Words claims there was weaponized sexual assault on October 7th. The editorial board must call for a U.S. arms embargo on Israel. Fat chance. But I mean, you got to call for it. You got to say, hey, this is what we want. Again, fat chance. But you got to at least make the demands clear, which I think is good. You got to like put it into words. You got to spell it out. You got to put it on paper. You got to make it plain. All right. All right. All right. A lot of familiar faces here. um Signatories include Rashida Tlaib, Sally Rooney, Rupi Kaur, Gabon Mate, Mohammed Al Kurd, Greta Thunberg. I saw Saul Williams on that list too. I didn't know that Saul Williams was writing for the New York Times. Perhaps. Sheryl Sandberg, Facebook executive claiming Hamas mass rapes. Okay. Man. What was the other one I was looking at here? Isn't the new Irish prime minister president is pro-Palestinian? I feel like I saw that. Is it here? Oh, here it is. Pro-Palestinian Catherine Connolly has been elected president of Ireland. Okay. Gotta fact check everything. President-elect of Ireland. Cool. Go Ireland. Pro-Palestinian left-wing candidate secures 63% of the vote to defeat center-right rival. Connolly has been an outspoken critic of Israel over its war in Gaza and had garnered the backing of a range of left-leaning parties, including Sinn Féin, the Labour Party, Sinn Féin. I don't know how you say it. Somebody help me. Labour Party and Social Democrats. Her campaign was especially popular among young people. The youth. They all know what's up. They do not have the power to shape laws. So the president of Ireland is mostly just a figurehead. But something, I guess. Yeah, Bola. That's right. It's called, that's the thing about, and I was talking, I know I played the video the other day that some people were confused by, but talking about the guy who was talking about the Hopi lore of the man in the red hat, helping to turn people back towards the earth. The thing is blowback is real, right? Counterweight is real, if you're so full of your own hubris or whatever, that you think that you can go, just go around just destroying things and treating people terribly and doing your worst, there's going to be consequence. There's always consequences for that. And, the universe does have a way of, balance, I think, is one of the highest laws of the universe. Some people call it karma. I don't know whatever you want to call it. But balance is the thing. And so things can't go too far in one direction without, and it always seems like the evil side is the one that's, got all the piss and vinegar, right? You know, the side that's calm and peaceful, that's like, hey, why don't we make things really peaceful and good and beautiful on the world, on the land, for the people, for the good of the people. You know, that side is always like, yeah, man, maybe one day. I feel like we need a peace army. Go out there and kick some ass for peace. But anyways, the evildoers, they can only get so far. They get pretty far. They really do. They really get pretty far, but they can only get so far before the universe is like, that's enough. That's enough, buddy. We're gonna rein you back in. Yeah. I know you got big plans and stuff, but no, I don't think so. Not this time, pal. I don't know what you want to call that. It is it is some kind of a law, though. You just can't get like too out of pocket. You think you're going to get out of pocket. Just when you think you're going to get out of pocket and romp over the universe and control and rule everything with my evil Death Star. Just when you think that's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Something comes in and goes, nope, don't think so. All right. What else is happening? If you want to support the show, you know how to do that. There's lots of links. Thanks, Lou. Got your donation as always. Lots of links in the description box of whatever channel you're watching on. Oh man, I really got to get Substack together. I don't think I have my link tree on Substack, but I will put it on there today. I promise. Meanwhile, this is what it's looking like in ye old Palestine. An apocalyptic scene in Jabalia, northern Gaza. The Israeli army reduced the entire city to rubble. Oh, it looks like ground zero. Well, only they haven't come in to cart away all the debris yet. You think so, Steph? I mean, maybe there is a bit of a, the whole. It's a hard thing to get over, but like the purity thing. Like, oh, thanks. Someone bought me a coffee. I appreciate you. 241 mile per hour gusts. What you talking about, man? Is that for real? Well, there's lots of infiltrators, right? And there's lots of fake oppositional groups, right? Like the DSA and things that have become machines that don't really like serve the purpose that they were intended to. And there's, I think lots of credible critique of the Green Party here. I know it's hard to get off the ground, but the Green Party has come under a lot of criticism lately for just happily playing the role of the spoiler and not really, trying to make a dent. It's hard though. It's hard to go up against two massive corporations called the Democrats and the Republicans. Organizing is hard. People don't want to do it. People don't want to get involved. People don't want to put their, jobs and their kids and their houses on the line. It's hard. But there's a bit of a purity test going on. And there's also just a general disagreement about what people want. Even if you're an independent, I see plenty of people on the libertarian side like, no more government. We don't want it. And then plenty of people on the socialist side saying like, yeah, we do actually want some help. We want to get something back for the money, the taxes that we pay. And I don't know, I don't know how. The thing that we do know, and here's where I feel like the libertarians they're kind of illogical. Their platform doesn't make really any sense. Is that you want social services? Everybody wants, like, across the board, middle America, everybody wants healthcare. And only a complete absolute moron is going to be like, no, I don't want no government in my healthcare. I mean, yeah, okay, I get it. They're always doing the bad things, but like, you want to get some healthcare, right? You don't want to come out of pocket, out of like a real pocket for healthcare. Like the idea that like a privately run company is going to do better. Like we've been shown what that right now. Trump is selling off every part of the government to corporations, and it's only going to get worse. That's called privatizing your world for fun and profit at the expense of you, right? And we've already seen what the Gilded Age looks like. Like, the time at which the America was the most, equal, and I don't know about free, but equal and people were on a more level footing. It was a level playing field, and we were at, our most prosperous was when there was lots of socialist programs in place. I hear people lamenting that the CDC isn't doing their job and the EPA isn't doing that. It's because nobody's paying attention to them and nobody's asking them to do their jobs. Nobody's forcing the government to actually tell them to do their jobs. They've been bought out, and we've let that happen because everybody's like, I'm not going to vote. Oh, what a waste of time. I'm not going to get involved. I'm not going to organize. Government can't help me. These things can't help me. Nobody can help me. Let's have zero agency whatsoever. Just these huge things are going to romp all over our lives, and we're going to be like, nah, I'm good. Thanks. Okay. I don't see how your, Olympic style couch surfing is really doing a great job of, bringing down the government. Like, how about maybe like ask for something? And we're about to lose food stamps, and everybody's going to be, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people out there like, oh shoot. A lot of people rely on them food stamps. Anyways, let's see. Denver, remember ICANN, the routing protocol for, Obama actually did something with that, right? Didn't he transfer ICANN to somewhere else? ICANN, the routing protocol for the internet that was part of the many system redundancies to ensure a strong, unbroken, connected internet. Yeah, that's all gone. The switcheroo seemed to have happened with everything running through AWS and cloud computing. So now AWS literally has the ability to shut down financial markets and others. Whoa. Wow. Yeah, if you don't have anybody to at the controls of anything, right, watching, paying attention to what's going on, making sure that things go the right way. I mean, you're just, anyways. Um, again, I don't, Mamdani is a question mark for many, but at least he's bringing, whatever, a socialistic left type of message, which honestly has the powers that be, frightened because they don't like this message. Even if he is a puppet, they just don't like the message. He's probably getting it from both sides, right? Be more centrist so that you can win. And, but he's already been labeled as a lefty, wild-eyed lunatic Muslim communist, whatever. So he's getting it from both sides, and that can't feel good, I'm sure. The mayor of New York should be too left for national politics. It would be stupid if the mayor of a rich liberal city was trying to appeal to Bucks County swing voters. Somebody says, wait until you find out that Zoran is in no way whatsoever too left wing for national politics. I mean, it seems like he's pretty much taken the slightly left of, right, the little bit more left of center Democrat position of, like an AOC or a Bernie Sanders, and kind of, mouthing the same message, right? He calls himself a democratic socialist. Which is actually fine. If we could actually get some democratic socialism, I would be totally fine with that. I live in a super majority blue state, and we can't even get democratic socialism here. People just steal all the money. Every governor here just steals all the money. And there's there's no more money for schools. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, oh, there's no more money for public services. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, it's literally no different from the rest of the country, except that we pay more in taxes because supposedly we're getting like stuff. We don't get any stuff. They just steal all the money. We pay more in taxes. They just steal all the money. It's got to be quite lucrative to be governor of this state. So AWS is more centralization for the, yeah, I got it. Yeah, yep. ICANN did not get renewed under Biden, but didn't ICANN at one point was in, I remember under Obama, something happened with ICANN. Like it was like in the US and I think like it went like it was started to be housed in Europe or something. I don't know, some weird something like that. I remember some story about how Obama moved ICANN, and people were like, "What? Obama did not redo it?" Is that what you're saying? Okay, I see. Okay, I'm kind of fuzzy on the details. I apologize. But why would you? I don't know. Anyways, but why not? Sorry, I have not looked at Odyssey in a while. Anybody on Odyssey? Hello, hello. Anybody watching on Odyssey? If you're watching on Odyssey, like up the video, please. Comment suppressed on YouTube. Muzzies are fuzzies. I'm sure. YouTube is doing the high suppression thing. Yeah. I mean, I appreciate that I'm getting more subscribers on Substack. So maybe there'll be less shenanigans with me being shown like who's watching and who's responding and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. We're about Venezuela. Tom Wheeler. Yes, I remember Tom Wheeler. What a great name for somebody in government. What the hell? Venezuela says it captured mercenaries working with the CIA. It said it has captured mercenaries with direct information relating to the Central Intelligence Agency as Caracas accused neighboring Trinidad and Tobago of a military provocation by carrying out joint drills with the U.S. Oh, they're really trying to go hard. Remember when Venezuela caught like some ex-Navy SEALs on their shores, coming ashore to give them some freedom? They're like, "Hey, who are you guys?" Say, um, the U.S. moves significant military assets to the Southern Caribbean. Trump has launched multiple lethal strikes on alleged drug boats. Still have a bounty on Maduro's head. The U.S. does. Venezuela said it is ready to respond and released an appeal in English from Maduro calling for peace. The vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, did not give further details about the mercenary group she said was linked to the CIA in a statement published on Sunday. Well, it sounds like a repeat of the last batch of dudes that came ashore. Said it had intended to carry out what she termed a false flag operation. The term refers to a plan that makes another party look responsible for an operation or an action. Huh. Wonder if they do anything like that ever. Rodriguez said the operation was setting the stage for a full military confrontation with our country. Trump this month confirmed that he greenlit covert CIA operations on land in Venezuela. The agency has a long history of operating in Latin America. Spokesperson for the U.S. Southern Command referred queries to the White House, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, my God. And the whole situation is ridiculous because basically, yes. We'll go with that. Piece of shit. All right. And in the same vein, on the same subject, Venezuelan official tells BBC, no doubt Trump wants to topple our government. Tarek William Saab, a close ally of Maduro, says Trump wants to turn Venezuela into a colony of the U.S. When asked about the possibility of a land invasion of Venezuela, Saab told the BBC's NewsHour program that it shouldn't happen, but we are prepared. They've been massing a bunch of troops on Puerto Rico. Wheat prices have fallen by 51%. And yet the cost of bread goes up, right? Soybeans have slipped below $10 per bushel. Yeah. And yet the price of soybeans goes up. Why is bread so expensive? Because they're just charging whatever. Like there's no, because these people are crooks. They're literally gouging people from whatever the market will bear, right? They're just charging people like whatever they can get. It's just mad, dash for the doors corruption right now. And most corporations are involved in some kind of, right? Just literally charging like as much as they can possibly charge and just bilking everybody for whatever, no, there's no, like the moral compass, collectively, the moral compass is like at zero. There is no moral compass. People just don't give a fuck. And if somebody can bilk somebody out of a couple of dollars, they will. It's horrible. And, people that want to do the right thing and act in integrity are, having a hard time finding like a place on the planet right now. Although I think there's a huge market for honesty. Honestly, I think it's probably the best business tactic right now. Right now is honesty and authenticity. Like if you can combine that in a business, you will go far, my friend. You will be you will be among the pantheon of business leaders in the future if you can make a business that contains honesty and integrity and zero attempts to just steal money from people hand over fist. If you could do that, you will do well. All right, guys. I've got to wrap it up. I have gone over time, or my time is over. Thanks, y'all. See you tomorrow at the regular time of 12 p.m. Pacific. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Everybody on Substacks. I don't know if anybody got over to Odyssey today. Is no one on Odyssey today? Or I can't tell. I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow. Until next time. Until next time. Or until Atlas comes. Beware the bear.